In this video, I'm going to show you photos of caves and mines that contain bricks like this. The narrative, the mainstream narrative will tell you that these bricks were laid by miners 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, right? That's what they tell you. But really, this whole earth is made of buildings, and these buildings were created with red bricks, and this is proof that this exists, folks. This theory is not a theory. It's fact now. If you look at these photos, you'll see bricks all over the place. The ground is red bricks, folks. The ground is red bricks. The whole world, before the big meltdown, didn't have dirt or rock. They were made of bricks. Everything. You can see, like, a video, in the movies, like The Fifth Element. You see the guy flying around, and you see only buildings everywhere, right? That's what the world looked like. It's similar to that. You can't see it today because when the big meltdown happened, all the minerals, when it changed to rock, it exploded outwards and started making a mud flood, like kind of a mud flood, and most of the buildings are covered by dirt and sand. So what you see on the top, like in these mountains, these hills where you live, right? That's only the tip of the iceberg. You're not seeing the whole picture, folks. So this gives you an indication of the whole picture right here. So here's one mine right here. You can see bricks, right? You can see these bricks. They're perfectly aligned together, right? Nobody came in here and did this mine shaft and started laying bricks on, right? So that's a mainstream narrative. So let me go to the next photo. Here's another one. You can see the bricklayers right here. See this? This circle indicates an infrastructure that was created, right? But it wasn't created underneath the ground. It was the ground. The building is the ground, right? So you gotta start waking up to this fact. I didn't wake up to this fact maybe till 4 years ago. So yeah, look at this. Look at the brick lines everywhere. So let me go to the next photo. You can see the brick lines here. See these brick lines? You can't really. This is not as obvious as the one I showed you here, right? This is obvious, but here, what happened here? It's transformed so much that you can't recognize it anymore. But it's still there. You can see the layers, right? So let me go to the next photo. Same thing. You can't. It's unrecognizable almost, but you can see the brick lines right here. See this? Remember, the most they ever drill down, these mining companies have drilled down, is 12 miles deep. So think about it, folks. These buildings were 12 miles deep. So I think there's previous resets. So the previous, like the first generation of beings that were on this planet with the buildings, they were the first layer, and then when they got resetted, the next layer came in, the next group of people came in, started building, brick buildings on top of them. So it's probably, buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings after the big resets, right? So there's many resets that's happening on this earth. So here's some more bricks right here. Obvious. It's obvious right here, folks. Look at this. Next photo. This is very obvious. This is taken somewhere, I don't know where, but you can see the brick lines. Some of these bricks have been ballooned outwards, right? Have been transformed. So let me go next one. This is obvious too. Bricks everywhere. This is the ground that you're walking on, folks. The ground. This is part of the building right here. All this. Here's another obvious one. No one came here and built this, bricks and lines just for an opening in the ground. It was never made that way. This is an opening to the building, which is transformed to land now. So here's some land formations right here, and you can see the brick lines. See this? Brick lines, brick lines. Now you're starting to see the picture of how big these buildings were. The whole land were buildings. Here's some lines, straight lines right here. The straight lines give it away that this is a building. So these brick lines right here have been transformed so much that you can't recognize it. But these were brick lines. These were red bricks before. Here's another one. So you can see like a cave here. Then this part right below it. This is a pocket of survival. It didn't change when the big meltdown happened. This did. This changed a little bit. This didn't change that much. And here is more of the same photo. So this is a cave. This is the opening, right? The geologists will tell you, oh, some guys in the past 100 years ago, 200 years ago, just came here and built this, right? So that's a BS. This rock formation, you can't really tell, but here, look at this. Brick lines right here. These are all brick lines. This was transformed so much that you can't recognize it anymore. Yeah, you can see the brick lines here. See this? Right here. This you can't tell you recognize as much, but this is more recognizable. Same thing here. This is a big infrastructure here. You can see the brick lines, the red bricks. The coloration. These bricks is not recognizable anymore. This is a waterfall somewhere, probably Australia, I think. So, I've said and mentioned before, the system, the water system, is still pumping water through the whole Earth. And see here, there's no lake around here, nothing. So where's the water coming from, folks? It's still pumping. These buildings are still pumping water. And that's it for that. So let me go to this. So these are the photos I showed you yesterday in my Shocking Truth of the World. Go here. Let's start the first one. Where is it? Okay, so go back. Okay, so this is that mountain, this mound, right? They tell you it's a mound, but really it's a building. You can tell the infrastructure right here. Let's go through it. You can see some brick line. Let me. How do you move this up? God, I hate Windows 10. You can see some brick lines. You can see the remnants of the bricks right here. Oops, I went backwards. We'll go forward. So you can see remnants of brick lines right here. Anything time you see straight lines like this, it's bricks. This is a collapsed building. It's collapsing downwards. So when it melted, you can see the charred remains right here. See? It collapsed when it melted. You can see bricks right here. It's starting to transform into rock like this, right? So this is a giant opening to the building, but I don't know. Someone came here and built this inside this opening of this building. Yeah, you see red bricks here. See the red bricks in this rock formation, right? I'm just quickly going through these photos. Yeah, so this whole section right here used to look like this. This was transformed. This wasn't transformed. So these supposed castles that to tell you were occupied by kings and queens and knights, that's a whole fish story, folks. That was never real. That never happened. That never happened. They made that story up to explain away these infrastructure, right? This is a part of the old world. You can see the charred remains, the blackened rock, right? Blackened rock. Look at this, the blackened rock. You can see brick lines. This is all brick lines on this mound right here. All of this, you see everything around you is all building, folks. Even the ground underneath the ocean is building. Everything. Building. All this is building. This is all part of the infrastructure right here. See these openings? That tell you that erosion, quote unquote erosion, did this, right? Never happened, folks. I think this is in the Middle East somewhere. I forget. You can see this is all brick lines, and this is starting melting, right? Yep, brick lines. See the brick lines right here? That's right. It's all building, folks. Obvious bricks right here. Obvious bricks. This is why I think these were transformed so much that turned to dust. So, brick lines. Obvious infrastructure of the old world. Oh, let me go back to that. You can see remnants of a pathway or something here, or a wall that fell down. So this whole mountain was a building, and this was part of the building. This survived the big meltdown. This wall right here, which was on top of the building. So all this changed. All this changed. This is probably from the old world also. It was melted and destroyed. You can see some redness from the red bricks. Oops, let me go back to that. You can see an opening here. See this? This is what this whole mound or mountain used to look like this. So, excuse me. So this is a very good one. They'll tell you, oh, the monks or the priests came in and started building these walls everywhere, right? Right. This whole everything you're seeing here used to look like this. Everything you're seeing around you, around this area, used to look like this wall right here. This wall survived the big meltdown. Same thing, see? No one came here and built this thing and just let it be, right? You can see openings here, right? This was a huge building here. All this is building. Same building. Same thing, same thing. Part of the building. Probably the irrigation system. This was just completely destroyed. You see this everywhere in forts. You know, those forts in Florida, right? The same thing, folks. It's the same thing. The ground you're walking on is building. Brick lines, red brick lines right here. See this? Obvious. These were changed big time. These parts right here. Go to the next one. These survived the big meltdown. All this, but these the ground didn't. But this did. So this is a good one. This is from England. Before, a lot of people said, "Oh, these were part of the silicone trees," right? I fell for that trick too. These are not trees, folks. This is part of the building. So look at this top section. Look at the top section versus this section, right? The top section just didn't survive, but this section did, right? So I'm not sure what kind of building this was. Maybe it was a different kind of building before it was melted. Yeah, this is a very unusual structure. I don't know what it was for. It's very unusual. Maybe it was a different kind of construction, right? See, you can see the bricks. Let me zoom in. See, this one you can see the bricks. See this? 1 brick, 2 brick, 3 brick, 4 brick. So this is bricks for sure. This is bricks for sure. It's very unusual. Maybe I don't know how this melted down, but it looked like it melted from the top and the bottom first. Then it started going inwards into the middle, right? So, yeah, same thing here. You can see a brick, 1 brick, 2 brick, 3 brick, 4 brick. You can see the redness from the red bricks, right? Don't buy that lie that it was a tree, folks. There was no trees here, folks. That was a lie. I fell for it too, but then I started looking into this more. And look at this. This is a brick. 1 brick, 2 brick, right? It's all bricks, folks. It's all bricks. It just lined up more perfectly. Look at this. The whole land was brick, made out of brick. Everything you're seeing here is bricks. Let me go forward. Keep going. So here's another infrastructure, right? This was completely destroyed, big time wiped out, but this section kind of survived, right? This is all bricks, folks. All but bricks. You see, any time you see lines, is bricks. Obvious building right here that turns to sand and a mound. This is just like the Grand Canyon. Just like the Grand Canyon. All the brick buildings. Buildings. It's all building, but destroyed. Obvious brick lines here. Obvious brick lines. Same picture. This is a very good one. You can see this in Utah. You know, Utah, Arizona. Same thing. You see the same thing, but it's more. This was becoming sand, loose sand. But the ones in Utah and Arizona is more stone. Rock. Yeah, this is an obvious building. Look at this. This looks like a statue. I think this was a statue before. Red brick lines right here. The brick lines. This is all red brick that have been completely destroyed. You can't recognize it. The red sand. You can see the brick lines. See it very closely. The brick lines, right? This was a whole building, but you're only seeing the top of the building. Think about the Empire State Building, right? This is only the top of the Empire State Building that you're seeing. The rest is all covered by sand and dirt, right? So remember, think about 12 miles deep. 12 miles deep these buildings went. So what you're seeing here is just the tip of the iceberg. Obvious building, right? They tell you that, you know, the priests or the monks came in and started building this. But no, look, you can see remnants of the old world right here. You can see remnants of the old world. These are very good photos. Look at this. It's still, when it started melting, it used to be more square. I mean, before it melting, sorry. Before it started melting, it was a more of a squarish thing, and then it started, you know, caving in. I mean, like melting inwards, right? Like here, look at this. You can see obvious artwork here, but then it started melting, right, and turning into rock. So this section here used to look like this. So this is a good one. This formation right here. Look at this formation. Obvious lines, right? Brick lines. They'll tell you that no, these are sediments that took billions and billions of years. No, it didn't, folks. No, it didn't. It was a brick building, but it collapsed downwards. It used to be upwards like this, then it collapsed downwards. Very good one. This whole section here used to be a building, and then started changing into rock by the X Factor. Same thing here. So obvious. It's a building. The bricks. See the bricks? The whole world was made of bricks. That's the technology they used back then. Same photo. Let me go through this. So this is the fort in Florida. Fort Pickens, I think. Same thing, folks. The same technology they used. The Confederates didn't come here. I mean, the whatever age, 1,000 years ago, came here and started building this. This is already here, folks. Already here. So you can see here, this brick lines, these brick wall survived. This didn't. This started changing, folks. As you can see, it was ballooning outwards. See this? And changing. This was ballooning outwards and changing. They'll tell you, oh, it's weathering or whatever. But how come this part's not weathering, right? How come this part's not weathering and this part isn't? I mean, this part didn't make it, but this part did. So it's not a fort, folks. It's not a fort. It's a building. Old world building. All this. Same thing. This structure, you see it everywhere in the world. This arc, right? Everywhere. red bricks. This is a good one. Destroyed wall here. There's countless bricks here, like millions and millions of bricks here. I think the one in Tortuga or whatever, that one near the Florida Keys, I think it's 15 million bricks. Yeah, there is no way these people, whatever, a couple hundred years ago or whatever, built this by hand. This was all done by the old world, probably the Matrix that we live in. I'm not sure what kind of technology they used to do this. This is too advanced to do by hand, right? And it's just too many. Look at how many layers. There's 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4 layer, 5. There's like maybe 6 or 7 layers deep this wall was. I mean, thick this wall was. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers. 10 layers of bricks for a wall. Why would they make 10 layers for a wall, right? Today's houses or buildings use maybe 1 layer of bricks, right? You think about it, folks. Look at the buildings you're living in. How many layers of bricks are they putting in? This 1 layer. This went 10 layers deep. 10 layers. Yeah. So this you can see a transformation here. See this? This is a very good one. Let me zoom it in. So this is what the original bricks look like. And then look at this. Look at this brick. It started transforming. When the big X factor happened, it started transforming into rock. So here's a good indication. I mean, good evidence right here. It used to look like this, then it changed to this. So this whole white section started transforming from the big X factor. I think it was a plasma event or something. I don't know what it was, but it was enormous energy or heat. So this is a very good photo right here. Remnants of the bricks right here on the ground. Here's another one. Destroyed wall, right? Look how deep this thing is, folks. Look how deep this one is. 1, 2, I can't count this. It's hard to count. Look how deep this is. They don't make anything like this in the world today. Nowhere else in the world. They'll do this many bricks. They make you maybe 1 layer of brick lines, and that's it. They won't go 10 layers or 20 layers deep like this one. Same thing, destroyed. See this? This is what the original bricks looks like, and this is destroyed bricks right here, right? You can see the transformation right here, too. Same thing here. The brick line, the bricks looks like this, used to look like this, but look at this. Completely wasted and destroyed. Same thing here. Let me zoom in. So the bricks used to look like this, then it started transforming into this, and then eventually it went to this. The big X factor, the plasma event, I don't know, it started transforming bricks to this. Look at this. See this? It's almost unrecognizable now, right? So these forts everywhere in the world are not forts. They're buildings, old world buildings. But they tell you, they put cannons in front of it and tell you, oh, it's a defense purposes, right? Against the pirates. BS. Same thing here. Look at this. It's almost unrecognizable. Right here, see this? Unrecognizable. You can't tell it's a brick anymore. So this is very interesting. I think this is maybe, looks like something from Egypt. So I'm thinking this is the same infrastructure they used in Egypt. But we can't recognize Egypt anymore. Egypt was completely blown out, turned to dust. But this is kind of survived, right? So everywhere in the world, that's what they want to. That's why history is a lie. They want to show you that they don't want to tell you that everything was the same around the world, right? I don't know what kind of beings or Atlantean beings. I don't know what they were, but they were everywhere in the world, and they use the same technology everywhere. Look at this, folks. No, the government didn't make this. The old world. This was all part of the old world. You can see bread bricks right here, remnants of the bread brick, right? And that's it. Okay, thanks for watching.